Hello and welcome to Flooring Models Kit View Time. Today we've got Ebbro's 1/20th scale. This is the Lotus Type 49 from the 1967 Grand Prix series of kits. Absolutely beautiful, nostalgic thoroughbred racing, as we can see down there. So as you say, if you're no surprised that Ebbro have done a beautiful job on this kit, as we can see down there. Amazing detail down the rear end. Just this classic, very iconic in the green with the Lotus markings just like that. So say, quick whipping around on the box, you can see £50 available from the PM store with us direct. And you can see some more beautiful pictures of lovely detail into this one, just straight out of the box. It's an amazing kit. But if you did want to go that a little bit further with a little bit of scratch build in, yeah, and a little bit of wiring, all those nice little details to it, you'll end up with something quite incredible. So as you can see, we've got multiple different coloured sprues down here. So we've got some of the yellowings for the actual for the polycarbonate and clear parts. Obviously we've got pre-chromed parts and your standard grey and black injection moulding, and actually some even in green as well, which is okay, probably not everyone's cup of tea. We've got some nice tyres and we've got some more, and then down in here, buried away at the bottom, we have the instructions. As we can see, it's a sort of pull out sheet, one sheet does all. Various ones down in here, so obviously you've got different markings for different Grand Prix as well, but cars number 20 and 5 down in here. And again, it looks like we get different versions for different Grand Prix depending on how you are, so just keep an eye on those to make your way through. Okay, so tub is starting off with just down in here, so you've got the usual things, seats, bulkheads, you've got the dashboard actually being fitted down into that one, and all the parts going in there, as you might imagine. You've got the steering column and steering wheel being fitted in. Then we've actually got the sort of main pod area being fitted all around that one. We've got the roll bars going in there, different types of tops going in here, so we're assuming this is for the different versions. So it says you've got for the Dutch Grand Prix, and you've got other versions down in here for the other ones, and then various other parts being made up to put those in, and then actually main parts joining it down to the steering, and obviously the sort of running gear with this one right the way through. And then down in here we've got even down to your brake calipers and discs and all the different things down in here. Again, this is all visible, which is the beautiful thing about these cars. So some great detail down in there. Okay, then we've got the radiator being fitted down onto this one, and then obviously the cooling pipes, various things going back down into that gorgeous V8 engine. As you can see, some beautiful details down in there. Talking about obviously a little bit of wiring work down in this one for the actual HT leads, things like that going forward. And then there they go, all going in, showing you the wiring diagram up there with all the various parts going in, and then obviously just building up the gearbox going down into this one with all the transmission down to the rear end. So really you've got the power plant all assembled and being married up there to the rear gearbox and all the running gear down the back end there. And then obviously various parts being fitted down, the exhausts going in there. We've got wheels, tyres, hubs, things like that in there, just going in. And then obviously depending on which version you're doing down here for the glass work on the top, okay? So sort of interchangeable with these ones. Make your decision on which version you're going to be doing. So we've got Dutch Grand Prix one, the British, Italian Grand Prix version down in there like that as well. Very, very nice. So it's one of those ones, it looks very complex, and then obviously you do a full breakdown thinking actually I don't think it's too bad, so which is the main thing with this. Okay, then we've got the decals, which I think we can have a quick look in here. Okay, so we've got the Hill and Clark markings down in there for that one, depending on obviously which version you're actually doing. So you've got the Dutch and the British Grand Prix, and then you say you've got the Italian markings down in there, and the South African ones. We've got the Jim Clark and obviously Graham Hill markings on this one for the Lotus ones dash. That looks absolutely very, very nice indeed. And as you can see on the close-up, beautiful, good, solid printing, minimum carrier film right the way through on all of these. So that's actually looking very nice, and they are done by Cartograph, so you just know they're going to be gorgeous and very nice right the way through. Right, parts. Let's start down in here with some of the green ones, as you can see. So you can see very nice. They're not the. It's very difficult because at the end of the day, it's just green plastic. It's not fooling anyone. This isn't going to be changing the colour of your car. You're going to be decaling on this. Let's face it. It's just that they are quite horribly dumb plastic. It's not the nicest stuff down in here. But I'm thinking it's not the kit's fault, so to speak, or even the plastic. It's just because it's in this god-awful green. It's just not doing it any favours. It's in grey. I don't think you'd notice too much. But as you can see, we've got the sides. some various details down in here. We've got the top area around the top of the cockpit, that all important nose, which we don't have a nose seam in there, so that's nicely done, pulled through, no problems at all, and various other details on this one. So if we have a slow pull through, you can see them like that. But again, in this green, it just doesn't do it any favours whatsoever. But actually, I think it's all good. I can't see any real problems with it. But say, because the green's a little bit translucent, it just looks a bit thin. But I think by the time you've got a coat of primer on it and you move forward, I don't think there's any problems at all. Okay, so on the next brew, as you can see, it's nice detail. So really you got exhausts, and then obviously a lot of the running gear in here, the seats, things like that, calipers, wheels, as you can see. So very, very nice details in some of these. So running around, you see a good level of detail on this one. The radiator is actually quite nice, front and rear parts to it. Nice little grid effect. You probably hear how sharp the detail is on that. So we've got the gearbox down the back, looking very nice indeed. We've got the actual instrument panel we were saying there before. Top engine, top of the actual engine as well. And again, we're just trying to see. It does look like it's even got Ford in there, as you can see. That's quite a nice touch in that. It's actually marked. The actual braking, I've got the discs and the pads down in there just like that. That looks all very nice. The exhaust system and all the other areas down in there. Again, no sign of any sink marking and everything else. There is ejector pins, but they are all out the way and tucked down out of the way totally. I don't think there's anything that's going to be interfering. Very nicely thought out right the way through. Then we got the power plant. We've got the actual engine in here. So as you can see, very nice details on this one. That gorgeous V8 right the way through, and there's the main block itself. Probably see good details on this one, and even on the blind side, nice long pins just to hold all this together. It's going to be a good solid construction right the way through on that, so I can't see any problems with that whatsoever. Okay, so it looks like a little bit of suspension work and the actual main body itself, but as you can see, some even on the blind side, can't see any problems there, but on the nice side, see we've got the suspension. We've got different engine tops as well. I wonder if there's different versions in here. I didn't see it too much in the instructions, but you can see you've got various ones down here. That's 3 of those I've seen now. Got the steering, and then obviously some of the running gear. No problems with that at all. Looking very nice. Good, clean, sharp moulding absolutely everywhere. And then this guy just down in here, we've actually got the wheels, the hubs, and it's all done in this pre-chromed parts, which never massive fan of it, because obviously when you cut it off you've got to do a little bit of cleanup, but get yourself a Molotov pen and you'll be good to go then, because a tiny little bit of touch up with it and you'll be absolutely fine. Normally you strip this off and redo it yourself, but you can see some very, very nice details in on this one. So just generally looking at the wheels and the hubs, you can see beautifully done. All the linkages for the suspension and the travel arms, things like that, all beautifully done in this one. But again, a Molotov chrome pen, absolutely a must for this kit. It'll save you so much time. Okay, and then this little guy down in here, again we've got the exhausts, which aren't exactly hollowed out, but they're depressed slightly, so you could do a little bit of black work in there. And then all the areas, very, very nice indeed, beautifully done. In fact, I have to say that's some of the best sort of fake chroming I've seen, because it's very smooth, very, very nice, very sharp. It's very blingy right in your face. Okay, so clear parts. And then we're talking about the different tops for this right the way through in this sort of yellow colour scheme as well. So we've got the various details in that one. Again, just a little bit nicely done. I can't see any problems with that at all. It's good, clean, sharp moulding on all of this kit. It's very indicative of Ebbro, because Ebbro always have just that nice, clean, crisp moulding, which obviously means minimal cleanup, and obviously long term there makes for an easier build. Okay, well, if I could get in here, there we go. Tyres. And these are beautifully done because they are pre-done on the edge. So we've got this gold banding right the way around, but we've got the Firestone in there, but also the tread. We were talking about scaling tread. That's beautifully done. That is actually another highlight. There's 2 kits I've reviewed recently, and I've been blown away by the tyres. That is beautiful, because to try and get decals to go on sidewalls of tyres is notoriously difficult without getting any silver in or it just looking wrong. And that is very, very nicely done like that. So I have to say, that's again another highlight of this particular kit. But have to say, all of it is absolutely gorgeous. It's not a massive parts count, but you've seen the pictures of it when it's built up. It is going to be something extra, extra special. And I think there's no real challenges to this kit at all, as long as obviously you're just building it sequentially and building it together. So obviously get your power plant together, your sort of gearbox together, get them married up and then meet them in as you build the real car at the end of the day, get the running gear done and everything. All these chrome parts, again, Moltov pen, and you'll be good to go with that one. The only downside is the green, but again, it sort of took me back a little bit doing the review because it just doesn't look nice. But again, if that was just grey and then you painted it your own green down in there, you wouldn't have a problem. So let's face it, none of us are probably going to be using that particular colour green anyway, because it just looks horrible. But because it's quite translucent, it looks quite thin and quite sort of gnarly with it as well. But actually, I think it's just the plastic and the colouring, not really the moulding itself. The moulding and the plastic's fine. Anyway, there you go. That is the Ebbro 1/20th scale Lotus Type 49.